Well, it's possible. While you are doing your science experiment, you are a scientist. And while you are playing your music, you are a musician. You can be all together. But friends, let me tell more about DJ. How does this DJ combine the music? They use some tool, right? There is something in front of them and they are combining the music with that tool. That is technology. Who develops these technologies? They are programs. And who develops programs? Programmers. We call them computer programmer. A computer programmer is a person who writes computer programs. Friends, you know, computer can only recognize 0 and 1. So, these computer programmers write the program using 0 and 1. Friends, if you want to become a scientist or a musician or a computer programmer or a DJ, you should keep the tendency of learning, keep learning new things. So, once again my question is, raise your hands those who wants to become a computer programmer. Okay. Once again, there are number of hands raising in favor of becoming computer programmer. Time for next word. A musician. Musician is a person who plays music. આપણે જે ફિલ્મોના ગીતો સાંભળીએ છીએ એમાં આપણે ગાયકનો અવાજ જાણીએ છીએ. બેકગ્રાઉન્ડમાં જે મ્યુઝિક વાગે છે, કોણે ક્યારે તબલા વગાડવા, ક્યારે ઘંટડી વાગશે, ક્યારે ધીમો પવનનો અવાજ આવશે કે ક્યારે ઝરણાનો અવાજ આવશે, આ બધું જે ગોઠવે, જે નક્કી કરે, કયા રાગમાં ગાયક ગાશે તે પણ મ્યુઝિશિયન નક્કી કરે. આપણા દેશના એક ખ્યાતનામ મ્યુઝિશિયન છે ડોક્ટર ઝુબીન મહેતા. Let me show you how he conducts his programs. You can see a music concert here. There are many players, some of them with guitar, some of them with violin, some of them with drum. You can see chorus singing behind. And Zubin Mehta, the musician, is the person giving instruction to all these people. What to play and when to play. Now tell me, who likes to play tabla on the benches or on the textbook? He or she is our future Zubin Mehta or A.R. Rahman. You also can become a musician. Who want to become a musician? Everyone. Because you all know how to play music. પ્રાર્થના સમ્મેલનમાં music instrument use કરો છો ને તમે બધા? That's all. Create new ragas and become a musician. We have a rhyming word with the word musician. Let's see that. Yeah, it is a beautician. Who is a beautician? Beautician is a person whose job is to give people beauty treatment. Beautician works at beauty parlors. Beautician does beauty related treatments. If you have seen any advertisement of hair fall, shampoos or skin lotions, you will see beauticians in those advertisements. Let's see what they do. beautician do makeup and give beauty treatment. They beautify us. You can see one beautician is massaging the hair, one is doing hairstyle, one is cleaning the skin, and one is applying some makeup. So, beautician is not a simple job as you have thought. It is also a challenging job and it does require quite a good knowledge. So, who wants to become a beautician? Good. You need to learn about skin, about body, then only you can become a good beautician. Now, who wants to become a beautician? Okay, I see very few hands here. Well, it's a very well appreciated job. If you are a beautician, you get a chance to stay with the hero, with the heroine. Anyone can be a beautician, not only girls. Boys, girls, both can become beautician. So now, tell me, who wants to become a beautician? Raise your hands. Yes. Now I see more hands raising and waving at me. Okay. Very good. Let's learn about a new profession. You already know about this profession. Actually, you do this task in your assembly. That is reading news. And what do we call someone who reads news? A newsreader. You can see two newsreaders here. Friends, being a newsreader is not as simple as you think. You need clear voice, clear sound. You should have good language and speaking efficiencies. So, start practicing if you want to become a newsreader. And tell me, who wants to become a newsreader? Raise your hands. Okay. Okay. I see many of you wants to become a newsreader. That's very interesting. So, work on your language efficiencies and you can become a newsreader. Friends, you have seen different professions. After studying, you might become a newsreader, a pilot, a musician, a lawyer. All professions require different skills, but one skill is common, and that is keep learning. After becoming something, you do not stop there. You keep on learning new things, new technologies, new ideas. So choose what you want to become. એવું નથી કે આજે નક્કી કર્યું, કાલે બદલાઈ જાય તો કોઈ મોટો પ્રોબ્લેમ થઈ જાય. But start thinking about your profession. You are in standard 8, right? So start thinking, what do you want to become? There are many professions out there. Now from the professions, we are moving to the nature. Let us get familiar with some words related with the nature. Stream. In monsoon, we can see streams flowing in villages, in farms, in nearby hills. Stream means a narrow water flowing through stones, through grass, on the road. Let's see the next word. Eagles. Eagles are very brave and strong birds. They fly very high. They fly over the hills, on top of the mountains. Let's see what comes next in the series of nature, and they are mountains. See, you can see mountains. One of them has a snow, and you can see rocks also. This is a range. And what is between these mountains? That is valley. Valley and mountains go together. Valley is a plain area between mountains. We can find villages, farms in valleys. It is difficult to live on mountain or make a home on mountain. So people live in valleys. You must have studied about valleys and mountains in social science, especially in geography. We have a very long and one of the highest mountain range in India, and that is, yes, the Himalayan range. That is the highest range in the world. Our next word in this series is fountain. You might have seen this kind of fountain in towns or cities, but we find fountains in valleys and mountains also. In cities or towns, the fountains are artificial, man-made, whereas in valleys and in mountains, these fountains are natural. Let's see one of the artificial fountain. Water going high and coming down and making patterns. They look like a dance. How beautiful. It looks like a dance. And so friends, we became familiar with some unfamiliar words. It's time to recheck what we have learnt. We are going to match the pairs. Let me read the sections for you. In the left hand side, we have a person who dances, a person who reads news, a person who practices law, a person who treats a patient, a person who develops programs. At the right hand side, we have pictures and words. First one is a lawyer, then a doctor, a dancer, a programmer, a news reader. Let us match the professions with the kind of work they do. First one, a person who dances. What we call a person who dances? Do we call him or her a doctor? No. A person who dances is a dancer. Let's read the next phrase. A person who reads news. આ તો તમને એકદમ આવડી ગયું હશે, હે ને? આપણે વોકેબ્યુલરી કરતી વખતે આ જોયું હતું. A person who reads news is a news reader. And what we call a person who practices law? Who does practices law? A lawyer. A person who treats a patient. જ્યારે પણ પેશન્ટ શબ્દ યાદ આવે ત્યારે આપણને કયો પ્રોફેશન યાદ આવે? Of course, a doctor. Who treats a patient? A doctor treats a patient. And the last left, a person who develops programs. We also have learned this word. What we call who develops programs? A programmer. So friends, તમે તો બહુ સ્માર્ટ નીકળ્યા હો ને? Pairs ફટાફટ મેચ કરી લીધી. Professions and the kind of work they do. So તમને એક ટ્રીટ મળવી જોઈએ, કેમ? The treat is an action song. I'm going to perform our poem with actions. તમારે મારી એક્શન નોટ કરવાની છે. નોટ કરવાની એટલે લખવાની નથી. But you will watch it carefully. અને પછી એનો ટેસ્ટ થશે કે તમે આ એક્શન્સ કેરફુલી વોચ કરી છે કે નહીં. Right? So here I go. I told them, when I grow up, I am not going to be an airline pilot, a dancer, a lawyer, or a doctor. No. Huge whales will swim in me. I will be the ocean. They said, you can't be that. No, you can't be that. I told them, I am not going to be a DJ, a computer programmer, a musician, or a beautician. No. Streams will flow through me. I will be the home of eagles. I will be full of valleys and fountains. I'm going to be a range of mountains. They said, you can't be that. No, you can't be that. I asked them, just what do you think I am? Just a child, they said. And children always become at least one of the things we want them to be. So that is the